Well, at least we know that. You can have your water beforehand if you want.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, Alicia, for that calming melody, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. I'll be humming that for a while. Well, good morning again. My name is Martha Kirby, and I welcome you to Sunday morning service at the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. A few housekeeping announcements before we begin. Please join me in silencing your cell phones. And note that our services are streamed and shared on our YouTube channel and on Zoom, so please wait for and use a microphone when speaking so that our online audience can hear. And remember to choose your words accordingly. We're glad you've chosen to be with us this morning. Our fellowship is lay-led, which allows for a variety of experiences and perspectives. Our speakers include leaders from other faith traditions and our UU faith. We currently have a consulting UU minister that speaks here once a month. We also draw from our local community, our own members, nonprofit and social justice organizations, the arts, academia, and more. We suggest you attend several times in order to truly see who we are. And please take a moment now to wave to our online members and friends. And take a moment to greet someone near you that you may not know, or that you haven't seen in a while, or perhaps you've forgotten their name. All right. We hope you'll linger afterwards for refreshments and conversation. Yeah. We have many ways to connect aside from our Sunday service. I invite any committee chairs or group leaders forward to briefly share info on upcoming events. While they're coming, I also encourage you to sign up for our notable news so you can stay informed weekly and have it all written down for you.
Hi, Lori Hospitality. Just a couple quick notices. Jill is looking for people to have the great opportunity of helping us serve coffee on Sundays. It's a great way to meet people, and we just need 2 volunteers each Sunday. There's not much to do. You need to get here by 9:45 and just help us serve the coffee. The other thing is that for the congregational meeting, I'll be having some heavy snacks to hold people over if you come to the meeting.
Hi, I'm Jill Carville. I don't have a committee. What I'd like to have is a drum circle. I'm thinking of starting one this winter. It would be probably the 3rd Sunday after church, and we'd have it outside if it's nice. It's a circle of chairs, and we learn some basic drumming. You don't need a drum to start. I'll bring some little instruments. Or if you have one, you can bring your own. So I'm going to put it in the newsletter, and if there's interest, please say, yes, I'm interested, or what time I can make it. I'm trying not to do it in the evening because people don't like to drive at night, but it's a possibility. So look for that in the newsletter. Thank you.
And that would be intergenerational, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be. All ages. If you have real little ones, I'd ask that a parent be there or somebody be there to watch them.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I wanted to let you know that next Sunday after service, we're going to have the coffee, cake, and chat. This is for people who may be somewhat new to our congregation, want to learn more about us, learn more about the UU faith, ask questions. It's a really low-key kind of time. It'll be right after service, so if you want to join us, please do.
This Friday night is the Women's Sisterhood, so we're going to meet for potluck, and we're going to play some trivia this time. So hopefully I'll see you ladies there.
I'm here to remind men here at the men's support group, which meets on the 17th here at 6:30. You can bring some food for yourself, or there'll be plenty of food here. And it's really important for us, for we men, to support each other. We're not a bro network here. We're more along the lines of understanding each other and supporting each other in all of our humanness. So I hope that you'll come in and join us.
Hi everyone, I'm Anna Savage. I am here representing the new RE committee. So this is something that has existed in the past, but not for several years. And I have volunteered to chair the committee, and so we are trying to get active within the next month or so. And so we are actively seeking people who want to be members of that committee, whether you have kids in the RE program or not. And so please reach out to me if you are interested, and we're going to try to get the committee solidified and active soon.
That's her co-chair.
Peter, we may not be bros, but we're dudes, and the dude abides. No. This is Miguel Rodriguez from the Social Action Committee. I wish I could say that the SNAP funds have been reinstated, but I haven't seen anything on the news yet. So, as you know, every state will be struggling to feed the people that are hungry and take care of the unhoused and homeless. So we're gearing up. Donate. We're helping also students at UCF. Please stay tuned as we'll be making more announcements as the weeks progress. So how you can help. Also, if you want to help and volunteer. Thank you.
Yeah, we have 2 containers over here, one for the Knights Pantry and one for the Hope Community Center in Apopka, which are very important places to help people. I want to mention also on behalf of Hope Community Center, which is our Share the Plate partner for this month, they are having their annual fiesta on the 5th of December, And they're offering, if any of you have a small business, they are offering a sponsorship where up to 4 small businesses could share the $1,000 donation, and that way we could get, information out to the public, but also helping a good cause. So I have lots of information here, as well as their annual report that I got in the mail. So if anybody wants to know more about our current Share the Plate partner, I've got it. And also, the program planning meeting will be Tuesday night on Zoom. The notice and the link are in the newsletter, so please join in at 7 if you have any interest in even just listening or participating and offering ideas and taking some responsibility for some of the tasks that make Sunday mornings happen. So I look forward to seeing you. Let's take just a moment to breathe together and settle into our shared sacred space. Our speaker this morning will be sharing his expertise on debate and dialogue as methods of nonviolent resistance and the skills needed to participate in both as fully engaged citizens. In my reading this week, I read a short story based on the book Practicing Peace by Pema Chodron. Her suggestion to start by not biting the hook resonated with me. And there are so many hooks lately. Can you picture the fish in the stream, startled by the dangerous gleaming hook that has just appeared, ready to attack this silver stranger? But the angry fish who bites the hook will only hurt itself. Taking a moment to breathe and gather your thoughts, and then use your energy to engage with the skills we'll learn this morning, may lead to better outcomes. At the least, you will feel better about your actions. As Unitarian Universalists with love at the center of our faith, the time spent in the pause can help us react authentically and with grace, and hopefully move us forward in transforming the world. So, please rise and body your spirit for our opening hymn, Morning Has Broken. It's number 38, if you'd like to follow along in the gray hymnals, and Paula will lead us.
Bring your whole voice. Breathe all the way down to your knees. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing. Praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
Sit down again. Thank you, Paula. It's a beautiful song. Our chalice lighter this morning is Jo. She is 6 years old, and she uses the pronouns she and her, and she is still really happy that Halloween was just a few days ago.
There you go.
Maybe that was the fire of commitment that didn't want to go out this morning. Please join me in the words on the screen. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And our fellowship's affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another every day. Ours is a spiritual community where we find and forge connection. We trust in the strength of our mutual support to heighten joys and lessen sorrows. Please come forward to share briefly and non-politically as you are moved. Remember, we are streaming your words, so please be mindful.
I went to trick-or-treating on Friday.
I'm Sarah, and over the past couple weeks, my husband and I have been back and forth to Massachusetts. We've had to transition a family member into memory care. It's been a long transition coming, and it's the right choice, but it's always hard.
So I have an unusual joy, and that is this morning we looked out and we saw a little bird that has been living with us every winter for the last 3 winters. It's called a palm warbler. It's a little warbler, and it stays on the ground often, and it bobs its tail and it flicks its tail around. It's very, very cute, and it lives in our little bush. And we were wondering where it was. We thought maybe it had died, but it came back today. And we saw it there flicking its tail in our driveway. It's so sweet. Anyway, that's my joy. Yeah.
Hi, Jill C. again. I have more music news. My son is a UCF student, and he has an 80-piece music ensemble that plays video game music. It's violins, flutes, percussion, trumpets, everything. It's actually very good. It's not just a mess of kids. It's very professionally done. And he has a concert today at 5 over at UCF in the Pegasus Ballroom, which is in the Student Union, I think. The big ballroom on the first floor. It's at 5 o'clock, and it's totally free. They don't even pass a bucket, totally free. If you want to go. It's his last concert that he'll be directing this group, because he's graduating. Okay. There is some handicap parking by the ballroom, but yeah, try to find a parking lot. Good luck. H, parking lot H.
My mother Jill just said the info about all of that, but I just wanted to say the big sister stuff. So proud of him. So proud of him. So.
That's okay. I have one to share as well. My friend James and I went to the Hope Community Center yesterday in Apopka to volunteer for their health fair. And there wasn't a lot for us to do, but we had some really good conversations with all the vendors and got some resources for social action and pastoral care that we'll do, and also got to spend time with Sister Ann and Sister Gail, really getting to have some conversation. So it was really a worthwhile event. So hopefully we can find more ways to participate with them. and all they do. Let's take a moment to reflect silently on all those joy. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one from our friend Leela, who's not with us today. She had a bit of a fall and is not feeling well. She's, so send her good vibes, phone calls, cards. And her joy was that Anita invited her to the Lucy Darling Halloween special at Dr. Phillips Center. It was hilarious. Her cheeks hurt from constant laughter. So she's many thanks for that joy. And hopefully she can reflect on that and it'll help her feel a little less sad about being hurt. So now let's take a moment to reflect on those joys and concerns that were shared and those that remain in our hearts and in the greater world. Thank you. And now, on a lighter note, possibly, where's Tay for Time for All Ages?
Hi, everyone. This Time for All Ages was submitted on the UUA Worship Web by Gail Svar, entitled, What is God? Once there was a wise woman named Athinerva. Athinerva would travel from town to town in her country, spending a few days, maybe a week, in each town. People came to her with difficult problems and arguments they were having with others, and she would help them find a way towards satisfying their answers. One day, when she entered one of the towns on her route, Athinerva heard a lot of arguing. She looked and saw a group of people in a very heated discussion, and one person called out, Athinerva, come here. We need your wisdom. Athinerva approached the group, and the person who had called to her said, I've been telling people who God is, and they keep saying I'm wrong. I'm worried about them. Help them see what's right, Athinerva. Well, said Athinerva, what have you told them? I told them that there is one true God who loves and cares for us, hears our prayers, and commands us to love one another. And Athinerva said, you are correct. What? Said the others. No, that can't be right. Then one of them said, I believe there's a God, all right, a God who created the universe, established the laws governing it, set it going, and left. God has no interest in the affairs of humanity. It is up to us to make this world the place we want it to be. And Athinerva said, you are correct. And a third person said, I believe there are many gods and goddesses. They are part of my worship of all nature and the cycle of life. And Athinerva said, you are correct. I am not sure there's a God, said the fourth. I see a divine spark in everything and everybody, but maybe it's just part of human consciousness. And Athinerva said, you are correct. Well, I don't believe there's a God at all, said the last person in the group, but I am truly awestruck when I think about the mystery of the creation of our universe and how we came to be. I believe it's my responsibility to leave my corner of the world better than I found it. And Athinerva said, you are correct. At this point, everyone was confused. But how, they said, can we all be correct when we all have different ideas of what God is or isn't? Yes, you all have different visions, but each of those visions can lead you to love and care for each other in this wonderful part of creation we call Earth. And that is the correct vision, however you label it. And as Athinerva left, the people in that group agreed that they didn't need to argue about who was right. They needed to work together to make the world what they wanted. Thank you.
Very wise words. Thank you. Now for our interlude and offering. Your contributions are a tangible commitment to the mission and vision of this congregation and to our Share the Plate partner. This month's partner and this quarter is the Hope Community Center of Apopka, working tirelessly for over 50 years to support and advocate for our migrant and immigrant communities. They are also very involved in the Immigrants Are People Too, or Immigrants Are Welcome Here Coalition, which is a body of faith networks. Our Social Action Committee, along with your help, is sponsoring the non-perishable food and supply drive, a need that increases every day. So we appreciate your gifts for the congregation and for Hope. Please stay seated and join Janet in singing hymn 300 with heart and mind.
I think, Martha, meant leading the congregation, right? Yes, this is a new one. It's not difficult to sing, but it is new. So Alicia's going to play it through once for us to kind of get a sense of how it goes. With heart and mind and voice and hand, may we this time and place transcend to make our purpose understood. Wherever light of conscience leads, our firm commitment to the goal of justice, freedom, peace for all. A mind that's free to seek the truth, a mind that's free in age and youth, to choose a path no threat impedes. Wherever light of conscience leads, our martyrs died so we could be a church where every mind is free. A heart thus kind, a heart whose search make love the spirit of this. We can grow, and each one's gift is sanctified and spirits lift. Where every door is open wide for all who choose to step inside.
Thank you. I think one of Janet's gifts is picking hymns with such beautiful words that meet the moment. Thank you. Our children's recessional will sing them out as they depart for their own classes and community. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. Yeah, you can save a little spot for me. I'm still here. I'm still here. Thank you. I knew you'd still know it was me. It's my pleasure this morning to welcome Dr. Eric Smaw. He wears many hats at Rollins and beyond. In addition to being chair of the Department of Philosophy, he is the founder of and mentor for the Rollins College debate team, the creator of the Great Debate Forum, an international cultural and debating exchange, an adjunct professor of clinical ethics at the FSU College of Medicine, and the president of the ACLU of Florida, as well as being a member of the national board. So please welcome Dr. Eric Smaw.
Okay, so this is on. Good. Okay, so usually this takes a while and I walk through a lot of stuff, but we're going to do the short version where I'll just tell you stuff up front, and then we'll have you jump in, and then we'll see if we can get to some takeaways at the end.
We will have somebody walking around with a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So I imagine, and I'm not going to assume, so you'll get to jump in right away because I'm going to ask you a question. But I imagine everybody in here has gone to the doctor or the hospital at least once. If that's true, raise your hand. At least once. Okay, good. So we have all gone, so you are all ready for the discussion. That's all you need to know in order to participate in this discussion. What it was like when you went into the hospital or to see the doctor. And the question that I'm going to pose for this discussion is, what is the purpose of medicine? Okay, so as I sort of set this up and probably take all this stuff out of my pockets, you can think about what the purpose of medicine is. All right. Yeah, I think that's everything. Yes?
To keep you healthy and help you get better when you're not.
Okay, so good. So we got one person jumped in and said to keep you healthy and get you better when you're not. I see another hand.
To lessen pain and heal illness.
Lessen pain and heal illness. Okay, all right. We got two on the board already. All right. Okay, we got some more on the board. They're coming fast, hot and furious. Yes.
To help figure out and diagnose what's wrong with you.
To help figure out and diagnose. So far, so good. I'm loving it. Yes. Okay. All right. Oh, we have two more. One in the back and one up front.
To institute a physiological change.
Okay, good. We've got to institute a physiological change. Okay, good. And one up front, all the way up front. We have a runner here.
To further knowledge about, with research about how nature works.
Okay, to further knowledge and research about how nature works. Okay, oh, we have one in the back. Okay.
Getting my step.
To replace parts that aren't working.
To replace parts that aren't working. Yeah, I wear glasses, right? Okay, good. I love it. So most of these answers seem, I need to follow up though. So I have a follow-up question for the people who talked. Most of these answers seem therapeutic. So when you say to fix something or replace something or to make you feel better or to get rid of pain, yeah, so it sounds like what you're saying is the purpose of medicine is to help individuals get to where they would be if they had not had the pain or if they had not had the broken arm or if they had not had, like, bad eyes. Yes? Okay, good. So we're all on the same position here. This is called a therapeutic position. So we'll call this therapy. Okay, and all therapy says is what I just said, that the purpose of medicine is to get you to where you would be naturally if you didn't have something that was broken. Does that make sense? All right, we're all on board. Who likes therapy? Let's get some hands if you like therapy. Okay, who hates therapy? Like, I hate therapy. Okay. All right, we'll come to... We'll come to that in a second, but let me get the numbers of people who like therapy first. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Therapy's doing good. Look at this. Okay, so 29 people for therapy. Okay. Can you think of any other ways in which you might conceive of the purpose of medicine? Yes.
He's coming. To extend life and improve quality of life.
Okay, to extend life and improve quality of life. Okay, let me follow up. When you say extend life, you mean extend life forever?
No, 4 years.
Okay, yes. That's a therapy position. Yes?
So the practice of medicine to prevent you from needing therapy.
Okay, I like it. I'm going to come to this in just 1 second. I like it. Great. Yes.
Maybe to push the boundaries of what we are actually naturally capable of.
Okay.
Like extending
Good.
life or...
Good. Okay, so these two seem to be in concert, right? To keep you from needing therapy. Is that where you're going? Okay, and we got two up front.
To understand more about the miracle of life.
Okay, to understand more about the miracle of life so that you're impervious to the harms? Oh, okay.
Just to understand more.
Okay, so that's therapy. By the way, Aristotle had that position, and his position was another one that I'm going to talk about in a second. But yeah.
I think sometimes the practice of medicine is to make the practitioners and the pharmacy companies rich.
Okay, all right, I love this answer. Because it's the kind of answer that gets, right? I mean, it gets to the heart of the matter that in our country we transact when we talk about medicine. You don't go to the doctor or to the hospital and get healed and then you go on about your merry way. I should point out, historically it was like that though. Historically, yeah, you went to the doctor just to be healed. The doctors did it as, it wasn't charity, it was kind of like their vocation, and that was about it. And then somebody figured, oh, well, these people are afraid when they get sick, so let's charge them money. And then they started charging people money, and then they started charging people lots of money, and then people ran over to medicine in order to become wealthy, and now we got doctors who are millionaires and billionaires. And if you get sick and you need therapy, you're fine if you have money and not fine if you don't have money. And that's why our government is shut down. Yes? Okay, well, we're done. We can go home now. You got it. That's the end of the story. You got it. Yes.
Like to smoothen the bumps in like metaphorical bumps in your body, like a seizure. To stop the things firing wrong, to help them to go well so you don't have a seizure.
That's right. To make things go well so you don't have the problems that you would have had without the intervention. Yes? Okay. So, but there was another position that came up. The position that said you can use medicine to prevent yourself from having to need intervention. Yes? This is a perfectionistic position. Okay, so with this position, let's call it perfection. What this position says is the best way to use medicine is to make humans impervious to the environment around them, such that they end up becoming harmed. So Aristotle started us off down the road of this. Now, he wasn't the first, but he started us down the road of thinking like this, where he raised this question for people around him called the what it is. And basically, he just walked around saying what it is. And people started scratching their heads, and in trying to figure out that, they eventually landed on, in the world, there are a whole bunch of things that help you. Food, water, the air, that sort of stuff. But at the same time, there are a whole bunch of things that harm you. And that's because there are a bunch of different organisms on the planet, all needing different things. And some things help organisms X, Y, Z, but hurt A, B, C. And other things help A, B, C, but hurt X, Y, Z. Yes? Okay, so he sort of started us thinking about categories of things. He called the ills of humanity. And today, we use medicine in order to try to approach them. But you might have a perfectionistic position. And the perfectionistic position says you use medicine in order to make humans impervious to the ills of humanity. Yes, so far so good? Okay, who likes the perfectionistic position? So far I got 2 takers for perfection, yes? All right, is that a taker?
Nuance?
Yes, let's see.
Or?
Yeah.
Because I think that'd be a great, I'm sorry. I think that'd be a fantastic position if there were no cost to it.
Oh,
so you have to look into the cost. I mean, sure, who wouldn't want to be, as healthy as possible forever? But
you mean financial costs?
Not necessarily. Oh, yes, financial costs, but other costs as well.
Okay, So all of these positions have cost, right? And that's what we're going to talk about once we get them on the board. Yeah, we're going to talk about the cost once we get them on the board. But so far, the perfectionist position, and let me throw some other things out. It also means you'll live forever. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean you can't die. It just means, like, if you cut off your head, you'll die. But if you don't do that, for the most part, you'll live. And who's heard of nanotechnology? Okay, well, that's what they're attempting to use nanotechnology in medicine for. Effectively, they'll put little robots inside of you. Right now, we have these things that are called builder proteins. And so if you get cut, your proteins rush to that spot, and then they start rebuilding the thing that's damaged, and that's how your cut goes away. But that takes forever, right? And then it can be intercepted by bacteria, which causes an infection, and then it doesn't matter because you end up getting it, right? So instead of using your builder proteins, you might use something like nanobots that'll go in and fix it like that. So you get cut, and then it heals itself quickly. Yes? Okay, so that's sort of what the perfectionist position is looking to tell us. Or somebody like me, right? Over time, my eyes get worse. You put nanobots inside of me, and it continuously rebuild my eyes. And in talking to my doctor, what he was telling me is that, right, your eye is sort of like a camera, right? There's this aperture that opens and closes. And then in my case, it's just that it closes and opens slower than it used to, which causes my vision to be worse, right? But with some nanobots, you could probably fix it, and then I won't need glasses, that sort of thing. Does that make sense? So they're on it right now. But and just in terms of death, there's this thing called the death gene. Effectively, it just means the gene turns on and stops your body from regenerating itself like when you were little. And so over time, you end up aging, and things that would work perfectly don't anymore because your death gene is turned on. It comes on at about 35. So if you're 35, you got something to worry about. If you're older than 35, you don't got nothing to worry about, right? It's already on. If you're younger than 35, you do got something to worry about. Oh, no, my death gene. Yeah, oh, no, but death gene's coming. Okay, but the good news is there's something called CRISPR too, where they just go in and cut it out. The problem is they don't know what happens if they cut this out, so they haven't tried to cut it out yet. But they got a whole bunch of stuff. People are working on this perfectionist position. Does that make sense? Okay, and CRISPR, that's gene editing. Okay, so far that's the perfection position. Who likes the perfection position? Let's get some hands. All right, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, we got, hold up, I got lost, because is that a head? Let's do this again, yeah? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What? Look at that, 13 for perfection. Okay, now let's throw one more out, right? Actually, we'll throw 2 more out. One is the naturalistic position. The naturalistic position says, look, perfection and therapy, they're kind of like giving me a headache. So you're born with what you're born with. You die when you die. You get sick when you get sick, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, right? We go back to the old school, right? This is what happened 200 years ago, and this is what it was, and that's what it is. Yes? Who likes the nature position is easy. It just says don't do anything. Right? It says nature will take care of it, right? Right. One way or other, nature will take care of it. That's what the nature position says. Who likes the nature position? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the nature position. Okay, we got 6 for nature. And then let's throw one more position on the board, and this is the choice position. The choice position says, okay, I can see therapy, and this is now where I'm going to start introducing some issues. I can see therapy, right? You use it for therapeutic reasons. The problem with therapy is that whoever is in control, it might be the American Medical Association, it might be the state, and let's make it the state because that'll be more controversial. Imagine Donald Trump telling you what counts as therapy, right? So if you go with the therapy position, remember, it gets to tell you you can only use medicine up to the point where you'll be without it naturally, but Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be the one deciding. Right? So who likes therapy now? Right? So the choice position says, look, I can see that therapy would be a good way to think about it. The problem is somebody's got to tell us what counts as where you would be naturally. Yes? It'll be your insurance carriers. It'll be Robert F. Kennedy Jr., or it'll be President Trump. It'll be somebody who half of us won't want making that decision. Okay, so that's what choice says to therapy. And then what choice says to perfection is this. Who likes inequality? No takers for inequality? Okay. Inequality has never gotten a taker, so maybe I'm talking to the wrong crowds. I'm sure there are people out there that love inequality, right? Okay, yeah, we know them, right? So the perfection position is this. It makes us all perfect, impervious to the ills of the world. The problem is, are you going to, A, set up a system where people have to pay for it? If you do, imagine what that really means. It means the rich live forever healthy, and the poor, they die tomorrow, right? Yeah? Does everybody see that? Immediately you'd get inequalities that are impassable. Because think about it. They get to enhance themselves. That's why this is called Superman and Wonder Woman. They get to enhance themselves. They'll be bigger, faster, stronger, smarter, and everything else. It would be like you competing against a supercomputer. Yeah? Right? And what's worse is, it would mean that no amount of work that you put in would allow you to surpass one of the children of the wealthy. Imagine, some of you mentioned that your children are in college now. Imagine your kids competing against the kids of the wealthy in a college classroom where they have the brain capacity of AI. Yeah? And your kid has the brain capacity of a natural human, and then they have to take a test. Or let's imagine they're playing basketball, right? The one team is completely enhanced, right? They're perfect. They're big, fast, strong, smart. And the others are just natural. Who's going to win, right? We know. Okay, so the choice people say the problem with perfection is that it increases inequality so great that it would be impossible to overcome it. You would have made yourselves superhumans. And that thing about a superior race that we talked about, in history, nature, this is where the nature people come in. They say, think about it. And with nature allows you to overcome the superior race sort of thing, because it was mostly just propaganda, right? Yeah. Right? Supernature's real? Yes, this is what this one does, right? Perfection turns all of that super race talk into reality. Does that make sense? Okay, and then the choice in nature people end up saying, then they end up killing you, right? They don't have to do anything to you physically. All they have to do is pollute the air. They'll be able to breathe it, you won't. Right? Okay, does everybody see that? Okay, so the choice people then say, well, what we should do is allow people to choose what they want. Right? So they can enhance themselves, but they get to choose it. The choice people also say they get to choose it for their kids, too. So we haven't talked about kids yet, right? So with perfection, choice, and some 50% therapy, the question of children come in. Do you want parents choosing to enhance their kids? Right? Okay, so who likes choice? Choice has an attack on perfection, and nature has an attack on perfection, and an attack on choice, and choice attacks that. But choice at least says, let you choose what you want. Some people will choose it, others won't. You'll get some equality, but it'll kind of be along the lines of choice. It'll be kind of like it is today, except that the rich people will be able to choose and nobody else will, because it'll be expensive, right? All right, who likes choice? We got maybe. Okay, so choice says, let people choose what they want. I'll try to make choice sound softer. Choice says, choice is kind of like what we have now. Because we can all go to the hospital, kinda, right? And we could all buy glasses and a laptop, right? I mean, that's why I do the kinda. Not really, but that's at least kind of what they're going for. And they say, so like if you let people choose, some people will choose to be enhanced, but they'd only choose some enhancements, not all of them. Others won't choose to be enhanced. And so what you'd end up with is diversity of enhancements in your society. Does everybody see that? Right? Okay, think about it like breast augmentation, right? A lot of people do it. A lot of people think, I'm not doing that. But people do, right? Or contacts. A lot of people change their eyes. A lot of people don't. That's kind of what choice would say. It would be kind of like it is now. And we might actually look kind of down upon people who choose enhancements that go too far. So we let you augment yourself now, but think about the people who do those really wild augmentations. For the most part, people think, okay, you went a little too far with it. That's what choice kind of says. Yeah, there's a term for it. I don't know what the term is. The kids. Oh, that's it? Oh, look at that. BBL, the old BBL. Okay. Yes, it's available, but most people won't choose it. I'm not getting a BBL. No? They had me for a moment. I was reading the brochure, but then I found out it was expensive. Right, yes.
So where would, there's a one-time treatment for... There's a one-time treatment for sickle cell anemia.
Yes.
That cures it.
Yes.
But it's very, very expensive.
Yes.
So where does that fit in?
Here. So that is, that's CRISPR. What they figured out how to do was edit the gene out so that sickle cell goes away. Yeah. Yeah, and they've done the same with HIV too, right? They could make you impervious to HIV. A Chinese scientist figured out how to do it using CRISPR. So he did it to 2 twins, and they can't catch HIV now. Like, you can inject them with HIV, but they won't catch it. Yeah.
Dr. Smaw.
And then they put him in jail. Yeah, they put him in jail. Yes.
Dr. Smaw, I think my hang-up on this
which one?
is on choice and perfection. Is when you're describing choice. If you want to choose to go have a boob job, that's fine.
Yes.
But if I'm a pharmaceutical executive, I should not have the choice to raise insulin from $3 a dose up to $175 a dose. So that's my hang-up, is when you're talking about choice, at what point are you choosing cosmetic surgery versus life-saving surgery or life-saving treatments that we're keeping from disadvantaged populations? Like insulin.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to come to that because this is about disadvantages. I'm going to come to that. Yes. Yes.
What if someone chooses to spend all this money on their health and they are miserably depressed and anxious? I mean, that's another issue, that you can make your body last forever, but it might be very miserable in your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, so the perfection people would say to that, you wouldn't experience that because they consider things like depression, biochemical or neurological imbalances, and then they get fixed with, say, nanotechnology, right? Yeah, they would say, yeah, for the stuff that we don't know about, like how to fix depression, that's today, but think about it in the future, right? Yeah. So that's kind of how the perfection people say. We do what we can do now, but as we get better at it, we'll do more. And yes.
So you mentioned parents get to pick under choice.
Yes.
I think the kind of obvious problem with that is the anti-vaccination movement.
That's right. That's right. So I like this Superman and Wonder Woman photo because they have a child in there, right? You'll get some parents who'll go full bore. They will want a kid with blonde hair, blue eyes, 6'3", 220 pounds, and all the things. Yes? All the things. Yes, the bells and whistles. All the right stuff, right? Can't speak in German, right? All the right stuff. I'm keeping it right. They'll want all the right things. And then other people will say, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. So let's throw out some problems that like really get us upfield. But before I do that, let's see how many people like choice. How many people like choice? Okay, we got 1, we got 2, we got 3, we got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for choice. 14, are you in? Oh, 13 for choice. Okay, choice is not bad. Okay. You're not sure. Okay, so now let's look at the nature position. Let's see if we can get some movement on nature. You can see what all of these will say about nature right away. And it's going to be this. The whole game that we're playing is to get us away from nature. Right? So think about where we are, right? We're inside of a building breathing artificial air, right? Through air conditioning and all of that. Surely you realize that that's not natural. Well, think about our clothing, right? All of the things we do, the glasses, our glasses, hearing aids, walkers, everything, right? Is to get us away from nature because nature is, here's one of my favorite quotes, red in tooth and claw, right? You all know the quote, right? From Hawthorne, yes, that nature, when we went with nature, 35 was considered grandfatherly, right? Mostly because nobody lived to be 35. Yeah, that's after they figured out some stuff, right? I mean, go back before then.
How long?
Take us way back. I'm talking like 5,000 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were in and out pretty fast, right? Sort of like drive-through living, right? Right? So that's what they say about nature. They say the problem with nature is that everything killed us. If you got a cut 5,000 years ago, you probably would not have lasted. Right? It's only because they start figuring out things that helped them live longer and longer and longer. Yes, that's exactly right. So nature has a major problem. That's the first thing that they say about nature. The second thing that they say about nature is that life is actually the miracle. If you add up all, so first, nature itself is problematic in that it's kind of designed to kill us, right? But the other thing is, if you add up all the things in the universe, life is the one that's most unlikely. Does that make sense? Right? Yeah. I mean, almost anything you think about that's naturalistic in the universe will end up killing us if we let it go long enough, right? So because life is so unlikely, go to Mars, go to Jupiter, go anywhere else, right? It's hard to find life, and when you do, if you were to find life there, it wouldn't last long. So this is what they say, right? Go to Mars. First, so far as we know, there's no life there. But then go to Mars and try to set up life. You see how it doesn't last long under nature. Does that make sense? So the objection to nature is, first, we're kind of weak in nature ourselves. We're weak, we won't last long. And then secondly, if you were to set up life, it wouldn't last long unless it had help. So that's the problem with nature. Or at least that's the objection to nature. Does everybody see that? So those are two good objections to nature. I'm going to leave perfection on the table for a second. Problem with choice. Choice is the illusion. This is the objection to choice. We think we got choice, but look around. Have you walked around in the United States? Everybody look and act and sound and choose the same, right? We talk as if we have choice, but we want our kids to go to college. We want our kids to get married. We want our kids to have children. They all wear blue jeans and T-shirts, right? They wear baseball caps. They all want to travel to Europe, right? All the things, right? All the things we call choice, we end up sort of cowherding ourselves down into the same road such that we really only have an illusion of choice. And the way it works out with human enhancement is this. How many of us take our kids to the dentist? That's all of us, right? Or if you can afford it, yeah, if you can afford it. Or what about glasses? Right? That's if you can afford it. Yeah, right. That's all of us. So we're not really in a position where we have choice because the sociological pressures will kind of push us down the same path. Does everybody see that? Right, so that's what the biggest objection to choice is. It's just an illusion. Choice is really the powers that be hurting us down the same path and then telling us we have choice. So we end up believing and doing what they want us to do. Does that make sense? It's kind of like sort of mass propaganda. Right, you're well acquainted with this one. All right, so that's what they say is the problem with choice. Right? You'd end up choosing what they want you to choose anyway. Therapy. Therapy would lead to, I already told you, the people at the top telling you what is a natural human being. Yes? Okay, perfection. Here's the problem with perfection. This is what they say about perfection. Think about it. With perfection, you're going to do one of two things. One, you're going to force everybody to get it. Otherwise, you're going to have massive inequalities in society such that you really have a superior race. In which case, freedom goes away under perfection right away. Yeah. Right? You're going to force everybody to get it. They're going to have to get it. Okay. And if you don't force everybody to get it and you end up with massive inequality, the superior race is going to kill the other ones. I mean, just think about history, right? Yeah. That's just the story of human beings. It's just now we're killing everything, right? Right? Human nature. Yeah, that's what they say, right? Oh, it's human nature, right? That's what they say, right? The problem now is that we're killing the planet, right? So we're killing so much stuff that we're eventually kill ourselves. But they say the problem with perfection is that once you make a perfection group, you'd have to force everybody to be perfect so that you don't end up with inequality. And if you don't force everybody to be perfect, the superior group is going to end up killing the inferior group. That's going to happen naturally because they're going to be so much better than they are, right? They'd either have to nanny them, that is, they take care of them all the time, or they're going to kill them. And history tells us that what humans do when you have a group like that, dynamic like that, is they end up killing them. And that's just, right? Neanderthals and Homo sapiens, right? They were around at the same time at one point. We thought they naturally died off because they couldn't compete, right, in the winter. But what ended up happening was humans ended up killing them. Yeah, we had some interbreeding, yes.
So isn't that the same as choice? It's just choice, there's an illusion. Under perfection, now the curtain's gone. Now we know what reality is, and the illusion of choice is gone. So isn't it the same?
No, because with choice you can say no. So you will have people who will not take whatever the medicine is, right? These are the vaccine deniers, right? Under perfection, everybody will have to take it, right? And if they don't, they're going to end up getting killed by the perfection group.
Under choice, you get the illness and die.
Not necessarily, right? I mean, think about all the people who haven't taken the COVID vaccine, right? The other thing people say is different is that this one has less inequality because you'll end up with some disbursements throughout society. The inequality is stark. The other thing is this has a pull factor to it. Once you set up one group, so here's the pull factor that exists here that doesn't exist here. Okay, imagine the United States institute a perfectionistic position with respect to its people. Who's going to do the same thing tomorrow? China. As soon as they find out America has started genetically enhancing their people, China's going to do the same thing. No question about it. Who's going to do it right after China? Russia. No question. And you can see how now we're not in an arms race, we're in a perfectionistic race. The reason why that's true is because China sees, clear as day, that Americans, remember I gave you the example of basketball? You might not be competing in basketball, but you might be competing in? Commerce. If not commerce, give me another one. If not soccer, give me another one. Tech? War. Yeah. Do you want soldiers on the battlefield who are bigger, faster, stronger, and smarter than your soldiers? No, that ain't going. That's a battle that's not going to last long, right? So as soon as they realize that America has done it, all of the other nations who can are going to do it right away. So this has a pull factor to it.
What happens to third world nations?
Oh, they get killed, right? Yeah. And then instead of, remember how I talked about inequality in your country? It just turns this way now, right? The inequality becomes Americans are superior to everybody else, and pretty soon they say, then we deserve all the resources. And the response is going to be, like, if you say no, we kill you. Right? And here, oh yeah, there's one way to stop this pull factor, and that is to enhance yourselves. That's AI. Well, they'll have AI too. Right, which means that you have to enhance yourself. You have to enhance and use AI. Right? Does everybody see that? So now that's sort of the setup. The criticism is this leads us quickly into something like genocide. Yeah. Right? This leads us into genocide very fast. Now, what the perfectionist people say in response is this. Oh, look on the bright side. That's what they say. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. That's what they say, look on the bright side. And what they mean by that is this. Once, this is kind of wild, it's kind of peculiar. They say, look on the bright side. Once you choose to have it, right? What they mean is once we kill off the people who didn't get it, right? Think about all the things humans would be able to do that they can't do now. So terraforming the moon, or terraforming Mars, or traveling to other galaxies. Those things become real possibilities now because humans are much more resilient vis-a-vis the universe than they are today. Does everybody see that? Like all those questions your kids are curious about, they can now really investigate that stuff. So we take the human beings and jump them. This is also why it's called Superman and Wonder Woman. Put in your mind the things you see Superman doing, right? Flying to other galaxies and stuff. You take humans and make them better than human. You'd end up jumping them to being Superman and Superwoman. That's the bright side after you kill everybody. Yes.
But wouldn't human nature want to be more perfect than perfect after a while?
Yeah, it'll keep going. It'll keep going. This is why they don't, I mean, I guess they can die is what they say, but they wouldn't die. Right? I mean, maybe after 500 years, somebody might commit suicide, something like that. They think, I'm tired of this. But they might end up getting to the point where they even take away those possibilities. That even if you were to do something like cut off your head, they could end up sewing it back and reviving you. Wow. Yeah. So, I know, that's the hope. If you end up in this world, does everybody see what's going on? All right, we got it. All right, let's see if we got a little bit of shuffling going. Okay, all right, good. I will take 2 minutes, 2.5 to see if we got some shuffling, and then I'll give you some things that you all were debating about, some takeaways. All right, are we good? Okay, let's start with nature. Who likes nature now? Raise your hand. Let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for nature. So nature actually went up in the discussion, yes? All right, so nature got a +2. Okay, who likes perfection? Let's see who likes perfection. 1. Okay, so perfection got a -12. Right, okay. Who likes choice? 2, 3. Okay, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so choice went down to all right, so choice is now 9. It went down -4. Okay, and who likes therapy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So therapy is now down to 21, so that's -8. Yeah, it could be because therapy is familiar to us, so we like it. And we trust it. Okay, does everybody see what happened here? Yes? Okay, so let's do some takeaways. So things you can think about when you are engaged in a conversation with other people about controversial issues. This is not that controversial yet because the things that we know they're up to haven't hit the mainstream society. So most people haven't heard of CRISPR, most people haven't heard of nanogenes and those sorts of things. But once they get out into the mainstream society, it's going to become more and more controversial, especially when you have children who have received this stuff, like the 2 twins in China who are now can't get HIV, or the kid in the United States who now doesn't have sickle cell. So the more you hear about people getting this stuff, the more controversial it will be. Okay, so the first thing to learn and the takeaway is that once you have a large conversation, kind of like we have had, if you are able to sort of calm down and bring in, okay, so what are the differences here? Right, we could have done this with abortion, and what you would have found out is that there are about 4 or 5 different positions on it. Or we could have done it on, I don't know, free speech. You would have found out the same thing. So the first thing to keep in mind is no matter what you're talking about, there are going to be variance among people in the conversation. Right? Okay. So that's the first thing to keep. Well, actually, I would say something before that. Nobody's listening to us anyway, right? So usually what I say is, it ain't like Congress is listening to this conversation, taking notes, right? And then they're going to vote based on what we're saying. So that's the first thing. And even if they were listening, they wouldn't do what we said do anyway, right? It's not like they do what we say do. So, but don't worry, I'm going to give you something about Congress in a second. So first thing I usually say is Congress ain't listening, right? I mean, I guess the conclusion is obvious. We need a better Congress, right? So Congress is not listening. But the most important takeaways are, number one, when you have a conversation like this, you usually have variations on a position, no matter what the position is. If you slow down and say, okay, well, let's kind of understand what we mean when we say enhancement or perfection, right? What you find out is you got something like this. Okay, so that's important to notice. The reason why I'm saying it's important to notice is because you'll find that there's overlap and then there's disagreement. So with all of these, you can find places where they overlap, right? All of them, for example, argue for enhancement except this one. And all of them have some naturalism except this one. Does everybody see that? Right? So you can find that there are places where there's overlap. And then there's places where there's stark disagreement. So 1, variations in position. 2, overlap, stark disagreement. And then 3, you find that even after you have the conversation, there'll be somebody supporting each position. So none of the positions are, right, you listen to somebody talk and you'll go, oh, this person's stupid, right? That's only because of the way they're saying it, right? So if you go like, all right, I hear what the person said, now let me try to make it better, right? Put some jazz to it, right? Then you find, okay, here's what the person's really trying to say. Does that make sense? Because even with perfection, right, we mostly don't like it, but as soon as you find out another country has done it, then we're going to actually start leaning into it, right? Because we know the history of the United States, right? We know what happened to Native Americans, for example. Yes? Yeah, right? And in that scenario, most people rather be the Europeans than the natives. Yes? So you'll end up this position with, instead of like a +1, it end up with a +100. Does everybody see that? Okay. And then the final thing I would say is notice that people change their positions over time. Right? Right? Even if you stuck with, say, therapy, you realize that, okay, there are some problems with therapy that if we were to do it, I would have to be aware of and stay cognizant of. Do I want JFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr., being the one telling us what counts as therapy? No, because he's going to kill us all, so we might as well just take nature. Right? Right? Well, no, he's an environmental guy, right? Right? So you can see how no matter which position that you take, you can see there are problems with it, there are good things with it. And so when you're in a conversation with people, you might start up front by recognizing, okay, I see some virtues in your position. Here's what I'm hearing. And then start pointing out some virtues. And then that will sort of open the person up to a better part of the conversation. And then you can start saying, okay, well, what about these problems? Because I see these too. And then we'd be in a much better position to have an interchange between us, which is what we really are supposed to be doing in a democracy. It's just that we hired rich politicians or wealthy politicians, and now they could care less what we say. So, biggest takeaway is vote. Get involved in your communities, but then also vote, because our politicians are not listening to us, no matter which one of these positions we take. And that's the worst position to be in. All right, I'm done. All right. That was great. Okay. So do I? That was really a lot to take in.
lot longer time on that, but there were some good takeaways there, and it is difficult to remember as we all go to Thanksgiving and
Christmas. There it is. I was wondering, I could hear myself, but not. To think about that and to start with maybe, I can see where you're coming from. How about this? It's still going to be difficult, but there is hope that we can make some progress, because that's every little step towards perfection is a good thing. No, not perfection. But anyway, thank you, Dr. Smaw, and he will be able to stay after a little bit to continue. So let's extinguish the chalice. The words are on the screen. Our closing music, love will guide us. That's a good phrase to remember as we practice our conversation skills.
Okay, you want to give us a short introduction? So you can stand if you're willing and able. Love will guide us, peace inside us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night. If you cannot sing like angels, if you cannot speak before thousands, you can give from deep within you, and engage the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us through the hard night.
Thank you, Gary. The closing words today are a prayer by Sherry Woodbury. She also wrote the piece that I read about Pema Chadron. Spirit of life and love, help me to notice when I am hooked, or even to notice the hook coming and to take pause. Thus may my wisdom grow stronger and my energy be well challenged. Let my example be worthy of emulation by young people, so that in the family, the community, and the nation, we learn to engage conflict constructively. So may it be. Amen. And let's enjoy our wonderful prelude from Alicia before we continue our conversation. refreshments and more conversation. Dr. Smaw is around for a little bit. I can't take that off.